Hi! In this video I'm going to be making a Keurig K Slim and a K-Cup for 18-inch doll size. So for example, American Girl, My Life As, Our Generation, Disney ILY. This is kind of a tutorial video, but also a lot more of like an experimental video because I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but I wanted to film the process of what I was doing and share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy. Here is one of our pieces of foam, and this is the part that's going to go on the front, on the top of our Keurig. So we're going to have this Sharpie, it's metallic silver, and we're just going to find the very middle of this piece, and we're going to write Keurig. And it's going to be all in caps, just like the Keurig in real life. And then here is another piece that is going to be the lid and also the back of the Keurig, and this is going to be the lid part. So we're just going to use the same exact Sharpie, and we're going to go around the side with the Sharpie, just around the curve. And then we'll let those dry. Here are the sizes for the Keurig pieces. This one that's going to go on the top is a little over 8.5 inches. This is the one that's going to be the lid and be on the back, and that one is 8.5. The ends, I believe, are the same for this one and the other one. So this one is just a little bit over 1.5 inches. And then same thing with this one, I think. And it's a little bit under 1.5 inches. This one does have the curve, because it's going to be the curve at the front of the Keurig. Let's see about the ends on these. On this one, I mean. This one is, yep, a little over 1.5 inches. Here's the other end. That one I didn't get quite the same. And then these are the two pieces that are going to be put together like that to be kind of like the back wall of the Keurig, kind of like to stabilize it a little bit, and they're going to be put together, and their ends are, or their width is 1.5 inches, and then their length is about 3 inches, and then this is, well, one of them is going to be the very bottom, and then the other one is going to be the top with this piece going around like that. So they're like going to be kind of like that, and they have the curve again because this will be on top of this one going like that. So this one is just under 4 inches, and that one should be exactly the same. Yep. it would be a problem if they weren't. So then their width is 1.5 inches, and then I don't remember if I mentioned it, but they've got the curve. And then these are going to be the walls. So we've got the piece that was the very bottom with the curve, and then we've got the two back wall pieces, the one that goes around like that, the one that goes around. These are like the side walls, so like they would go on either side of the very bottom, and they're just going to stand like that with that other piece in the middle at the bottom, and then the other one at the top, and then these two that are the back wall would just go in back of them. So they are a little over 2 inches and 3 inches. So those are the measurements for those pieces. For this Keurig, we're going to need a ruler, cardboard, black craft foam, black paint, a metallic Sharpie in silver, and we are also going to need scissors and a hot glue gun, and be careful with both of those things because they can be sharp and very hot. Here we've got our little glue gun preparation station. We've got a protective surface. I've got down a couple layers of parchment paper, and here's our glue gun. It's been warming up for about a minute. It takes a couple minutes for it to warm up completely. And I just want to say, see this tip right here? It's metal. And you don't ever want to touch that because it's super duper hot. And also don't touch the glue that comes out because that is super duper hot too. So now that our glue gun has had a chance to warm up a little bit, we're going to start assembling our pieces. And here is the very bottom of our Keurig. We're not going to do anything with that yet. But these are the two back pieces, and I'm just going to take one of the pieces, and see this little drip right here? That's had a chance to cool off. That's okay to touch now. But when that first came out, that would have been very hot. It would have been very hurtful and painful to touch that. So we've got this piece, and we're just going to put some glue on here. And this does cool very quickly, so we just want to put the other piece directly on top of that, and then wait for that to cool. I do have other, stay right there, other glue. It does not fit. I'm gonna have to get other glue so that I can replace the glue, because as you go along with the glue gun, the glue is right here. You're going to need to put it in the back so that it, so that you don't run out. So now, after that's had a chance to cool, we're just going to glue this bottom part here, and we're going to stick it onto the back of this piece right here, and hold that until it cools. And then just to reinforce it, I'm going to stick a little piece or a little bit of glue right here, just to help it stay in place. I now have found the glue that works with this glue gun. Wouldn't you know it, it was attached to the glue gun and I just didn't see it. When what I mean by attached to it was after it had cooled, it had been like twist tied on with some pretty little washi tape. So now we've got our glue that does fit into that glue gun, and we've gotten this glued on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue on these side pieces. So I'm just going to glue on this part and this part down here, and then we're going to attach it to the side and hold that in place and give it a chance to cool. Oops. Yeah, there's another thing about glue guns. They make little strings and little teardrop shapes, little raindrop shapes. So we just put those over to the side, and then once you're done, or as you're going along, you can just kind of take the strings off. You know, after you definitely make sure they're cool. So now we've got this piece, and we're just going to do the same exact thing. Here's where I got the box from. So now we're going to glue here and here into an L shape and attach that to the other side and wait for it to cool. Now that we've got those pieces onto this shape, we're going to take this piece, which is the same exact piece as this bottom one, except it's going to go on top. So we're just going to glue around the edge. Not around here though, because there won't be anything to attach to it. And we're just going to put that on top. Oops. So I made a mistake. And I did not measure this to be the right size. See those little spaces right there? So I'm just going to kind of move this off a little bit, and I'm going to take this packing tape. Do be careful with the packing tape if the packing tape looks like this, or if you use scissors with your packing tape, because it's got little teeth right there, and those can be very, very sharp. So I'm just going to take a piece of the packing tape, and I'm going to tape it onto our Keurig and kind of press it down right here and on the sides. And we may add some paper or something over the top of this, so when we paint it, I don't know how packing tape goes on to, or sorry, paint goes on to packing tape. So that is how I'm getting that to stay put. Now that we have our top piece kind of glued and kind of also packing taped into place, we're going to take this piece and we're going to take that off and glue around the top of this piece. And we're going to position this so that the Keurig that we wrote with our Sharpie is at the front. I'm just going to hold this in place until the glue dries. So we did get a place where it didn't get into place quite right, and that's okay because we can peel it off a little bit and stick it back on. But now we just, once you get it in the position that you'd like it in, you just wait for it to cool. And if it starts to kind of get out of place, we just, you know, keep adjusting it a little bit until it cools. Again, being very careful with the hot glue. So that should be good. I am going to put a little bit more glue on the inside, just on the edges to kind of reinforce the stability of the piece that we just put in there. Make sure it holds nice. I'm just kind of holding it above where I would like the glue to fall, and then it will eventually drop to where I would like it to be. Now we've got our piece that we would like to put on the back like this and over the top. So we're going to glue all across the back of this part, and we do need some more glue. So we're just going to stick that in there like this. I accidentally just touched this. This is hot too, don't touch that. So now we've got our glue. We're putting it around here, and then we also need to put it around the edges here, but not here because we want to be able to open it like a lid. And then we're just going to put that right there and adjust it so that it fits right there. And again, we're just going to hold that until it cools. There we go. Because I kind of messed up, which is fine. Mistakes happen, and this is the fun of crafting. You know, you can do things like this, and you know, if something goes wrong, you can always improvise, and it's part of the fun. It's part of, you know, making something that only you made, and you figured out how to make it work, and it's all good, you know. But I did have to figure out a solution for my mistake. So I did trim out 2 more pieces of black craft foam just so I can kind of clean up this edge a little bit. Whoops, that's a little piece of hot glue. We're just going to put you over here. Whoops. Wow. Okay, there we go. Just because I've got, like, what is that? Packing tape, yeah. I've got packing tape here, and I don't know if paint would go over that, and I've got packing tape over here, and I don't know if paint would go over that, so I am going to put some hot glue on this, and we're just going to put that on the edge of where that packing tape was, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So there we go, and that, to me at least, looks a little bit better than if you had, you know, the packing tape and it just didn't have the same, like, texture. You know, you've got kind of like a, I don't know what it would do, like, you know, maybe there would be like a glossy sheen where the tape was, and there would be kind of a matte finish where the cardboard was, and I just didn't want that, so I thought this was the best solution I could think of. To make it look a little bit better, we still do have like a little place right there where it's not quite symmetrical, but that's okay because it's crafting and this is for fun. We're having fun, and you know, that's the thing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and measure things the wrong way because it's all gonna be fine. Now that we've got this all assembled and all our pieces assembled, we're going to use black paint. This is the paint that I'm using. It's Deco Art Americana Multi-Surface Satin, and it's black tie. And we're just going to paint all this inner part and the bottom. And I'm going to start with this section because then I can just kind of lay it like that and paint that and let it dry like that. So we're going to shake this up. And just squeeze a little bit out like that. And we're just going to start painting. Before I finish painting the very bottom of this, I wanted to put a little circle, oops, on the bottom piece on the top, just kind of to be a little platform for the mugs to sit on. And this is just the same black craft foam that the rest of the Keurig was made out of. While we're waiting for the paint to dry on our Keurig, I made a little K-cup, and this is a toothpaste lid and just some white craft foam, and I hot glued that on. Here is our Keurig K Slim for 18-inch doll size and our K-cup, and I just wanted to show you the K-cup going into the Keurig. So there's that, and here is an American Girl mug. It's got a little snowflake on it and a snow person. Hello. So there is our Keurig, and we've made ourselves a little tiny itty bitty mug of hot chocolate. Thank you very much for watching.